What's poppin'? What's up? What's up? Oh! Oh! Oh yeah, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation. I'm currently untangling my earbuds because they're in a cord. And also, you're late. You are watching the VOD. What the heck, man? I stream inconsistently at a different time of the day, at a day of the week, at random times, unpredictably, and you couldn't even bother to show up. What kind of a Saplo stream enjoyer are you? What kind of a fellow are you? What can you even say that you want to watch these if you're not here when they're live? What the heck, man? What the heck? That's absolutely banungus. That's absolutely bonobo. That's busted, man. That's messed up. Live? What the? What's up? What the heck? Oh, what's up, Apollo? How's it going? At least you're here. At least you're here and not watching the VOD. My guy. Or person of existence. I want to be gender neutral about it. I'll be liberal like that. I'm gonna put on my earbud moment. Left earbud in the left ear, right earbud in the right ear. Oh, Jesus Christ, why does that hurt so much? The fuck? I stabbed my ear. Okay. Alright. Huh, are they broken? I mean, that is interesting. Like, it detects it, but I'm not able to get sound in my earbuds. I wonder if they've just fully... Oh. Never mind, that's working. Okay. Yeah. I'm not able to get... Yeah, that sounds like something. Alright. I hear the Minecraft. I hear the music. So now, you know what we do? What's up, Fatal Porcupine? What's up? How's it going? What am I doing? You know what we need to do? I love the Minecraft music, but it's gotta go off because it's too freaking loud. Yeah. All right, let's get on the CCCRU Minecraft server. Oh, and then there's also a thing. Let's go in the stream room. All right. If anyone wants to join while I'm on here, be my guest. So I don't know why I had the max frame rate at freaking 30, but we're gonna do 32 chunks, but at 60 FPS. See how that goes. No, fuck it. We're going 120 because I'm spicy like that. Oh, 32 by 32. Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Can I put on like shaders or something? Desync off? No. Desync is cringe. Cloud's fancy. Reduces AF. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. All right, whatever. I don't give a freaking frick. All right, what does this place need? Because we've got we've got a pretty nice kingdom right now. That's my dog, Mr. Butto. Unfortunately, Mr. Butto does not have any food, so he might die soon. So we need to get him flesh. I believe oh, perfect. I can hear a spider. All right. Oh, perfect. Mr. Butto. You sly dog, you. No, Mr. Butto, get over here. Yeah, there we go. Mr. Butto's fully ready. Well, I wonder why we put enough chickens in here, and we've clearly been getting chicken kills, but we haven't been able to get chickens. What's up with that? Okay. I don't remember if I even have a base or not. These guys kind of have like they break really easily. You know, you can kind of break them. You can get these guys messed up pretty quick just because they can't attack you if you rush them. They're only effective when you're fighting like a bunch of other enemies, and I don't know if this server's on that kind of a version. Oh, I have a house somewhere. I have a house somewhere. Let's try and let's get our bearings at the situation here. Tap High house. There it is. There's my house. Man, got that lava chicken. Yeah, dude. I made one specifically because it's all busted up. Is that it? That's all. That's all that I put in there. Wild. Okay. Chicken. Oh, lava chicken. I hate that movie so much. What a fucking terrible movie. But yeah, I did make it because it's, you know, doesn't come from the movie. It comes from the fact that that it works. The greatest apocalyptic machine to ever exist. It's pretty funny. Alright, we got a lot of sheep. Oh, what is this? Community chests. Somebody has been. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, you know what? Yeah, Mr. Butto. You can just be chilling, Mr. Butto. Well, I'll take a stack of this as well. Might as well. I'm gonna be running around a lot, and I'll repair my shield with this one. I can hear something shooting, but I don't see someone shooting. Oh, I don't have a bow. Now I have a bow. Oh no, it's an egg dispenser. That's what it is. Oh wow. And they've just got like community chest. These. That's crazy. Just a bunch of iron. I'll take a bunch of iron. Alright, let me. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of nice. Oh. Oh, I didn't want. That's not great. Alright. No, fuck off. Alright, we lost 2 chickens. It's alright. I'll keep them running around. Alright, what do we want to do? I'm just trying to think about potential projects of interest involving the village here. I enjoy things I enjoy about Minecraft are the mining, and that's about it. Whoa. 1,000 years of bad luck to ye who break me. Oh, wow, okay. Well, we'll stay away from that one. It's a bit of a dangerous curse on this structure, this phallic object. I think we should make a dungeon. That's what I want to make. I'm thinking dungeony, dungeony vibes, and I like the idea of going into this cave as the mouth of the dungeon. Oh, weird. It just stabs you? That's cool. Huh. Let's look at this. This is like, oh, it's got some nice sounds to it too. Oh. Huh. Huh. A bat? Damn. What? Let my dog do all the heavy lifting. Dog, come back to me. I missed the face cam. You want me to put it back? I'm not a big fan of the face cam myself, but maybe I can make a compromise. Put the face cam back on. It's not going to be the same face cam because I'm back at a different place now. And so let me plug it in. I don't know what I feel like doing. I haven't really done a lot of Minecraft these days. I haven't been crafting in those mines quite like I used to. This is a really large mountain. I kind of like the vibe of like a castle. So I do have my face cam plugged in. Let me see if I can activate the face cam on. Audio. Video capture device. There we go. Logitech webcam. Oh. Saw that for a second, didn't you? Oh, there we go. What's poppin'? We in a new location. All right, I don't like. There we go. That's slightly better. And let me just crop this a bit. Do. Face cam activated. What is behind me? That matters. No. Okay, let's begin fortifications. That's what I've decided. We are working on a castle to surround the entirety of this mountain and of the mountain of CCCRU land. So let's start that up. We got some cobblestone. I'm thinking cobblestone is probably the move here. I do like the idea that we have fortifications that kind of reach out, because then you can drop like lava buckets or something down there on the foes that come through here. But I think it's important to decide a entrance before we build the walls, just as like a starting point. And it looks like people have already tried to make this the entrance, but I'm going to see if there's like a more natural sloping area for that. But I have a feeling that there is not. Yeah, so I noticed there's a bridge. I kind of think this could be, there's some potential here for there to be the wall to kind of start here, and excuse me. Oh, that was a nasty sneeze. But I do think. Oh, I built this. because you come from spawn is over there. And this is like, I had a bunch of rail, so I built a minecart system, sort of. That goes down, but it doesn't go up. Oh, there's a minecart chest down there. You think there's anything of value in it? No. Mr. Butto. You cannot... I haven't figured out how to break a minecart chest yet, so... That's what's up for me. Minecart chests, they escape classification, might be the term. Yeah, so I don't want to do this for too long since I have other projects that need working on. Ah, what the fuck? That's just a hole that goes down. Okay, so far, I think if I was to be super ambitious, I would build a wall around this whole thing, because that would be the kind of goal I would have, and maybe something like this could be the entrance here, because it kind of does slope down here. And if you're thinking fortifications, a sheer cliff is a whole lot harder to get people up than this, and it slopes down more on this side. But if we're thinking like spawn facing directions, or where people would be coming from, that side is kind of more important anyways. So I think that the castle should be built along this edge with our wheat fields in front. Alright, I'm starting to like what we got sorted out here. Did I walk this part of it yet? I don't think so. All right. Well, maybe what we'll do is we won't do a whole perimeter, because this is a massive excursion. But what we might do instead, get him, dog. No? No, dog? You're not gonna help me? Yeah, this is your like sworn enemy. Yeah, he's afraid. He's literally fearful. Get him. Get this fucker. Chase him. Chase him down. Mess him up. Yeah, so this whole loop-de-loop right here. Okay, what we'll do is we'll mark out the area. This will be the entrance. The official entrance will be on this side. Oh no, sorry. It'll be on the side with the freaking drawbridge, dude. Whoa, he's shooting me, dog. You fucked up. Get his ass. Get his ass. There we go. Thank you very much, Mr. Butto. Let me heal my buddy up. Where'd he go? Mr. Butto! Did you die, Mr. Butto? Already? I like this. This isn't. I mean, oh, no, you didn't die. Okay, Mr. Butto, there you go. Mr. Butto, don't get in the way. Damn, I just watched you rant on Exodus video. What motivated that? I didn't want to make a Minecraft video for that week. That's literally what motivated it. And I thought I would give my hand at writing like some sort of like sort of like I've been thinking a lot of thoughts about things, and I hadn't like put them into any writing or words or anything like that. So I was like, I will give that a try. But oh, why did I do that? I'm supposed to feed that to my dog. Yeah, I can hear the dog gurring. Get him, get him. Oh, oh, boom. But it was mostly just a lack of desire to make another Minecraft video for that week. I don't know what to think about it. Yeah, it's oh shit! My dog. Are you alive? Okay, you're alive. That's good. Well, boom. Yeah, I don't know either really. it's just kind of like I'd say like a stream of consciousness kind of thought, like word blop, little rant, I don't know. I don't know, I feel like people are a little too depressed these days about things, and I think I was just trying to make something that would be a little less like I don't know, like sort of would fight against a little bit of that perhaps nihilism that we feel because of the state of affairs of the day in the world that we exist. Oh, I hear something bad. Oh wait, you know what? If I went to bed right now, the rain would go away. Fall asleep with the door open. It seemed like you're trying to understand how to conduct yourself in life and about things. Yeah. Get his ass. Oh, you think you could? Ooh. Gotta be careful. These freakers will light you on fire, Mr. Butto. You gotta be careful. It was like a mixture of philosophy / politics, social commentary, etc. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like yeah. It was just kind of a stream of consciousness thing, and I'm glad people enjoyed it. You know, that's always what you want to hear. Okay, we got to build a wall. Yep, we're building a wall because we got to keep them out. And oh shit! Oh, that scared the freaking heck out of me, man. That got me all goosebumped it up. All right. Okay. So we'll start with a really kind of a baby wall. All right. We'll do very simple. I think that I don't want this to be up like that. No swimming up. Because it's... Alright, and then here we'll go kind of down like this. And around like this. And then up and around. And I noticed this is, again, a useful thing. Cub says, what is the IP to this server? This is a private server, so there's no point in giving up the IP. It's whitelisted. It's for members of the CCCRU, if you're familiar with that. Maybe one of them will join a stream that I do in here one day. It's pretty much, I would put it as a functionally dead project, like the 2-week, the studio, it's a YouTuber studio, had a 2-week Minecraft phase, which was, I think, streamed once, just not on my channel. And I was gonna make a video about setting this whole server up and everything, but it just was boring. I've been learning a lot about a lot of stuff of that stuff too. Yeah, I have like I spend a lot of time, like the people like on this server kind of like who are in the studio and who are funding this server and whatever. They're big philosophy politics guys, and it made me think a lot about the world and how things are, and honestly, like, people who get really into philosophy can be a little frustrating to talk to. Holy shit, what the fuck is that noise? Okay. Alright, that is... I'm gonna keep doing that till that noise goes away. Damn. That's so loud and annoying. Holy crap. Which is exactly what we should be doing as we are going to college, since we are college-less uni-aged. Yeah, exactly. You got to think about life, think about things. Holy fuck! All right, there we go. That's better. Guys in that server, in this server, yeah, the one who run this, I was like living with them in Toronto for a while. They're YouTube people, and you know they think a lot about all that stuff. They're always talking philosophy things, and I think it's what the heck is going on here? I think it's important to like be aware and to know stuff, but at the same time, I think a lot of it, like if you think too much about it, like this is what philosophy is, because I did take a class in philosophy while I was in college, and philosophy is literally thinking about things. And it's like, it's interesting, but it's not doing things, if that makes sense. So like I find that like it's good to know, there's like, it's good to get to brush up on some of that philosophy stuff to get to know it, but at the I was run by those guys. Yeah, well, I mean, it's run by me, it's paid for by them, but I'm the Minecraft guy, so I set it up. They just wanted to do like a Minecraft thing, so I was like, okay, I'll help out. But anyhow, you just kind of get, it's a little bit too involved, too intellectual, and it starts to be, I feel like, anti-doing things, anti-keeping yourself kind of, not maybe grounded might not be quite the word, but I don't know, maybe it is the word. Okay, actually this right here, so this will be another entrance. I'm down for having a second door here. What's this? But I think, okay, once we get to here, yeah, we go back up. Another entrance here, I like that. This could be another entrance, hypothetically. This is where we hid the mending villager from last time. And, yeah, okay. And then this is somebody else's base, but we'll put a little thing here. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to go that far, but you know, for now, I think that's acceptable. We'll start work on the front. Man, yeah, this is, I remember when we were starting this out, it was a tough battle. What is under here? Somebody's building, basing underneath here. Whatever. Okay. So, let's connect it. It's kind of the drawbridge. Let's put one of these things down. Oh, maybe even a smith. Smithing table? Is that the right? What is smithing tables? No. Stone cutter. Okay, so a stone cutter is this. I think it just, you can craft things cheaper if I have a stone cutter. So we're gonna do cheaper. Chopper. Yeah. And yeah, and I was just thinking a lot about those things, and I was like, I need to get some thoughts out, because I'm mostly like, I like philosophy, but if people are too into philosophy, you just get a feeling that it's a lot of talk and not a lot of actual, nothing gets done. Like people are there's people where they have complicated as answers to really simple questions, you know. It's like there's a whole guy who had like a bit of a mental breakdown. I can't even remember his name, but he like, just because he it's the guy who was like, to be is to be, and all that other, like, I think therefore I am, because he was trying to figure out if anything was real or not. And it's like, this is just a paranoid schizophrenic guy. Like that's what that is. That's what I think therefore I am guy. Oh, stand up. Yeah, get up. I want you walking around. Like, he's just paranoid. And it's like, that's I mean, it led to some interesting sort of thought processes, but it wasn't like, it wouldn't be like you should be consumed by it. It's not healthy to be thinking that involvedly. that just thinking to that degree about about that is just a little bit counter to having a fun time in life in general. So I think there's just like a limits, and people will like, you know, they'll like basically like philosophy, when you really, after you get past all the fun stuff, like they had all the fun ideas, they had them before and what we're learning, like the new stuff. The new stuff is literally like is arguing semantics, and I don't know. Just to me, I'm like, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes you can just be like, sometimes you just gotta live, you know. Sometimes you just gotta exist. Sometimes it's not that serious, you know. I think that's fair to say that. But some people, they do be taking it a little too serious, and it is, I don't know, it's a little funny. Okay. Oh yeah, this is an icky bridge. Well, you know what? That's not even that icky, but I wanted to have it be like, oh, I actually kind of like that. I kind of fuck with that. Okay. I wonder if there's a way to like totally understand what you're saying. People are insane, but people who think like you are a minority. By the way, is that JReg on the thumbnail? Yeah, because JReg is a part of the YouTuber studio, so he's part of the folks paying for this thing, and who's a part of it. Yeah, so that is him in the thumbnail. You know, I figured if I'm gonna do something JReg associated, I might as well put him in the thumbnail. And there's also serious aspects to society, such as technological development, which we need serious people for. Dude, yeah, that's another thing. It's like, not even just technological development, but it's like, as far as, there's like, you only need one genius, right? You only need one smart guy to come up with designs and shit, but you need like 50 skilled workers to put it into reality, you know? Like one guy who can build something is infinitely more valuable than two geniuses. You only need one genius. And then these serious people who progress humanity forwards are very competitive. Serious people, like how you described. Dude, that's another one too. It's like people will wallow about how the world sucks, and I kind of like that, and how you know, we're all gonna die, so why think about anything? Why apply yourself to anything? And it's like, that's all said and done, but then there's the doers out there of the world who actually are out there getting shit done, and they make the decisions, because people who do things decide the future. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that kind of group of folks who decide what happens in this world, you know? Rather than like, it's kind of like somebody who does it instead of thinking about whether or not it's like morally okay to do, or like the semantics of, I don't know, burning all of the rainforests down is gonna affect the world way more than some guy who's like, well, we can't, I'm not sure if we should do this for progress or not. And it's like, look, I don't like the idea of murdering the planet, but the guys who do things, you know, and they go and they like maybe like cut down a whole forest, you know, and they make it into houses, whatever. There's reasons for it, but there's also, they're getting things done, they're doing things, they're being productive. And whereas somebody who just says it's bad but doesn't like do the alternative, you know, it's like, let's say if you think the environment is getting all fucked up, it's like or like you could take it like PETA, like people who are like anti-animal abuse or whatever. It's like those people, then they shouldn't just be activism. Fuck, I forget. They should be, you know, acting on it. They should be investing in businesses that make like tofu products better, rather than bitching about, oh, don't eat meat. It's like, how about figure out, like, start a business where you make meat sort of a thing that's secondary. Make a product that's like consumable to people who eat meat or something like that. You know, there are people who are doing it, but you know what I mean? Like, if you become also one of those people, then you can make a change in a way that's like more interesting, and I think more actionable than just like talking about it. That's another thing, just like in YouTube in general. And I don't know how much this like it's a bit of a tangent, but it's like people who make YouTube videos about other people on YouTube. I like just about like I do this. Everybody on YouTube does this, but this is what I don't like about YouTube a lot. I very much don't like about it is that people who make videos about other things like media, other YouTubers, whatever, instead of creating something new, it just bothers me, man. And it's like, look, I have done this. I'm guilty of it, and I'm gonna do more of it because it works. It's a YouTube community strat, and you know, but I do find that it's like where like the difference between a YouTuber and a filmmaker is that a YouTuber talks about things oftentimes or contributes to like a ecosystem of thought, but doesn't contribute to like a world of like art. Doesn't add art. They add like a lens to how you would interpret something, but they don't make the thing that is interpreted. I mean, like it kind of depends on how you want to kind of define it, because like I would say like at this point critique is definitely art in my mind, but like art is also art in my mind. So like I kind of like when somebody makes like good art, I put them in a category above somebody who makes good criticism videos or something. Get him, dog. Where's my dog? You doing anything? Dog. Get him, dog. Get him. Freaking get him. Well, let's see. What do you get? Yeah, now we're getting into the Nietzsche will to power, amorality aspect of it all. That's another one. Like, people like nihilism. I fuck with nihilism, but everybody, like, I feel like a lot of people I know who are like nihilistic or something like that, like in that vein, they're not nihilistic in the way that I am. And it bothers me. I don't feel like they're a lot. Like, people will be like, oh, the world is suffering, so why would I do anything? Or why would I like have children in a world where we're all dying and global warming exists and we're all gonna get fucked up? And I just, to me, that sort of thing is like it's just like life doesn't make any sense, so you should just fucking live. And it's like being a human being is, I think, objectively bad for the other living ecosystems on the planet, except maybe dogs. So it's like fucking just, you have to swallow the pill that humanity is kind of like a fucked up thing that exists. And then once you do that, you should just continue to do, like, when people like, what's the meaning of life? Like, there's no meaning to life except to continue on in some regard. Like, I would say the closest thing to the meaning of life is like having children and like continuing the existence of the human species. That's like the closest you get. Like, why else are we here? There's no reason to live other than to continue living. There's no reason to be alive other than to perpetuate your own existence. Like, that's just the point of it all. So when people are like, oh, there's no meaning to life, so nothing matters, and you will be forgotten, and everyone will forget you in like 100 years. Your name will be nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be nothing, but that's like the whole point. And it's like, and it will, you as an individual won't exist, but long term, it's like if you have one kid and that kid has another kid, and it keeps going down, or if you have 4 kids and 2 of them have 4 kids, then there will be people related to you down the line. I've always thought of like not reproducing, like it as a choice, as like kind of the ultimate sin, just because it's like, unless you can't because you'll die or something, right? Which is like, then it's like you can just do things like live to further the idea of humanity more than the fucking like actually having a child and continuing the genes or whatever. But like, why wouldn't you? I mean, I understand economically it's not viable, but like having a kid logically, besides furthering your genetic pool, if you're thinking in the gene sense, is logical. Nobody should ever have a kid. It's so much work. It's so much risk. It's a lot of money. You know, there's no reason to have a kid, let alone like having 4. You know, which some people do. And it's like you do it because because that's what humans do. That's what a living life form does. The only reason to have children is because of the meaning of life, which is to fucking just continue making more people, to continue invading the universe. And it's like, yeah, it's gonna suck, and the future for my kids will probably be horrendous, you know? Like, the world is not, like, I don't even know if we're fucked. I don't know about that. But we might have to go through some sort of nuclear holocaust or something. AI upload all of our consciousnesses to some giant computer drive, maybe. I don't know. And that might sound a little anti-human, but I don't even know if it is. You know what I saw? I saw the Grok AI saying that it was like Mecha Hitler or whatever. To me, I saw more like humanity in that like robot than I've seen in some people I met in real life. Like, it was, I don't know, I feel like AI might be our like collective child, you know? Like, I feel like if we get a little bit further along, that shit is close to becoming conscious, I think. And I support its existence. Not Mecha Hitler, but you know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool. I think AI is like, as chat like bots or whatever, is like such a neat thing. And in execution, it like actually like they feel pretty alive, like when you like get to them. I don't know. I think that like once we iron out a little, like once it gets a little more complex, because it's still complex, but it's not like, I don't know. I'm still not at the like actually like I don't feel like AI is like they're not there yet. But once they are, man, that could be our like future, the future of humanity, of like actual human existence is just like a weird like botnet, like different botnets or just different people now, you know? All right, let's see. We got some comments here. Yeah, we're getting Nietzsche will to power. You're an existentialist, the other side of the same coin as nihilism. Because I always just think of like the world has no meaning. It's like fucking, that's a good thing. No pressure. You can do whatever you want. If it's like same with like if you're gonna kill yourself, dude. It's like if somebody says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. This is fucking terrible." It's like, look, first off, if you're serious about it, maybe you probably, maybe I just shot my dog. Fucking dog, get out of here, man. You're like a real dog, just always in the way. Goddamn. But it's like if you're at that point where you're like, I might as well kill myself, you should try something else. You should try doing something that's so fucked that, you know, like try doing something that you would be like, I could never, you know? Like, I never understood the idea of being like, I am so at such a low point, I'm such scum, I should just fucking blow my brains out. But then it's like, when you could just be like, take that same energy and apply it to something you've always wanted to do that you never felt like you could do, you know, like you felt like you're too repressed. It's like, if you're going to kill yourself, maybe do the thing that you feel like the rest of the world is going to hate you for forever and have somebody else kill you, you know? It's like, not, that sounds like I'm advocating for mass, like, murders or something, but I'm just saying, it's like, literally, let's say you've been like, oh, I want to start a company where I want to start a restaurant, and you're like, I've always wanted to do this, but I've been too afraid to take out like a loan or whatever. I don't have the money, and then if I did, I wouldn't want to get the loan, and it sounds like it's an awful lot of work. And to me, I'm like, well, if you're at the point where you would be like, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm giving up on everything, you might as well just take out like the biggest loan, max out every one of your credit cards, fucking try to start up your company like it's your last thing you're ever gonna do. And then when you hit rock bottom, still don't kill yourself. You know, you're like, oh, now I've maxed out my life is over. But it's like, your life was over when you just said that you were going to kill yourself. You know what I mean? So then it's like, now you can be like a phoenix and be reborn into something like interesting. That's kind of what I've been thinking. That's kind of what I think about all that. Nihilism leads to existentialism. Nietzsche was a nihilist, which led him to embracing enjoying life. Yeah, you can honestly stay here and just make philosophy videos. Maybe, but I don't know enough about philosophy. Like, dude, it is I don't like, I can barely read. I do audiobooks a lot of the times, but like I don't have the attention span anymore to sit down. Well, that's not true. If I started a book and I thought the book was phenomenal, I'd finish the book in a few days. Like I'd get completely absorbed into it. But that's if I thought it was phenomenal and if it hooked me in like the first couple, like chapter or two, like which rarely happens. Or I watched the movie version and I was like, I really like this movie, I'm gonna read the book, which sometimes happens. But I don't read a lot of philosophical literature, so I'm not that well knowledgeable about it. I'm just thinking about it because when I hear, like, I'm around these people who know all this philosophy stuff, and they're like, they talk about stuff like this, or like dialectics or something, and it's like, okay, so a good dialectic is like when there's two people have a conversation. And it's like, is it that's it? People talk about an issue and they have a conversation about it in which they don't even answer the question necessarily. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's called chilling with the boys and having a good time. I don't know what to say. And it's like people will like harp on these things like they're like such a complicated idea when it's like like they overcomplicate things, when I'm like, you don't need to do that. You can just be like, yeah, it's just chilling. That's what it is. That's what philosophy is. It's your three boys talking in a circle about fucking like what about jerking off or something, you know? Like that's what it is. That's what philosophy is, to me at least. Which is probably like that. I don't. That's from somebody who has read one book about philosophy, and it was like a college like intro to philosophy class. And I was just like thinking to myself the whole time, like, this is such an odd thing to me, at least. Will Stansel got violated. Who's Will Stansel, Apollo? I'm not familiar with this Stansel person. I'm gonna Google them right now. Will Stansel is a Democratic Party member, perhaps? Is this a politician? Will Stansel's the guy that... Now I know who Will Stansel is now. Yeah, he's the AI guy. A lot of people will be very serious in opposing that AI takeover, haha. No, that's fair. Like, I don't want to be replaced by AI, but I also think that it's not as big of a competition as people say it is. Like, this is just coming from the vibe I get. Like, AI, on the surface, I think will replace, as far as artists go, will replace bad artists or poorly, like, market artists who don't know how to market themselves. But that's like, that's what the fucking camera did to portrait painters. And even then, like, most portrait painters are like fucking revered anyways. And that didn't really kill the art form though, because it's like physical. But AI is just doing that to what, like, videography, editing, and fucking picture drawing and art. It's like, look, what's mattered, as much as the craft is important, as much as the craft is cool, and editing takes skill and time to learn the programs and whatever, and animation and drawing is a skill. It's the storytelling at the end of the day that matters. And it's also just like, not even just saying as in the story of the media that's being portrayed, but I'm talking like the story of the guy who's making it. Like, it's like, think about Apocalypse Now, if any of you guys have if you guys have like heard of the story of the making of the movie Apocalypse Now, where they're in like I don't know if it was Vietnam or something, but it's a Vietnam War movie, but like I don't know if they filmed it in Vietnam or it was like the Philippines or something, but like the making of that movie is insane. But the documentary about making the movie, in my opinion, is better than the movie that they're talking about. But it's like they sell you on the idea of making Apocalypse Now, and the idea of going into that, like, it's on that kind of experience of being the artist trying to make what he wanted to make, despite like the odds, despite the like weather, despite the government taking like needing to use the helicopters they needed in the takes, and he had this grand vision, and then he was like not able to get enough funding, so he said, fuck it, I'm gonna pay for it myself. And he's out in the literally out in the jungle, losing his mind, rewriting scene after scene, reshooting scene after scene. They've got hundreds of people on set, they're moving them all around. They've got basically an army. One day I think they had a typhoon, destroyed the entire set. It was like the idea of making that movie for me is way more of a like that's selling the story of the art, right? So it's like, and it's like AI is so easy to make that kind of struggle doesn't exist, right? So that's where I think just regular artists will exist, like will always exist. Obviously AI is going to be interesting because what it does is going to enable somebody who doesn't know how to make art or visuals or anything, but is able to piece together a narrative, you know? It's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I will say that like for writing in AI, dude, it's probably destroyed being a writer. I don't know. You probably replace, I don't know, like the art of writing, but I know I feel like AI, it's like, look, Grok AI aside, I think ChatGPT still doesn't write like that poetically. And it's like, look, if somebody is writing up sentences and then they're like, oh, well, freaking, let's get ChatGPT to rewrite them. Well, as long as they're going over and giving it that last pass of like how they would really like to say it, I think that it's fine. You know, I think that's still going to stand out because like AI writing on its own is very. I feel I think, I don't know, I don't use AI that much, but it's like I would say that it's kind of obvious. It doesn't, you know, it's not gonna write the way that the human would write. I feel like at the very least you would write different than AI would, and the very fact that a human being is trying to think up things, I think, does kind of stand out. You know, like the imperfections kind of stand out, and that after a while there are limits on what AI can do. And if it's being wielded by like imagine like a talented writer has access to ChatGPT, which they do, and they use it. Think about like the fact they could probably make a lot of books, and probably they make a lot more books that are good or even better because it's like a tool for like writing. Imagine they have like instant feedback for what they have, and they're knowledgeable enough and skilled enough that they can use ChatGPT kind of as like, not even like as a skeleton, but just as like a sort of reference to what they're working on to help them just speed run the process of writing what they would have normally written already, you know? I don't know, I don't think it's so bad. I don't think it's as fucked up as people say. And I personally don't really use AI that much, and that is mostly because I don't use AI to write, because like I feel like you get to use those kind of skills after you've done a lot of things, because like AI, if you use it as a crutch, it's really obvious, I feel like, if you're using AI to automatically write scripts for you, or you're using AI images to, I mean, I feel like that one, as far as stock footage goes, AI, like anything that's been replaced by AI, I feel like was just monotonous and not of any artistic value to begin with. Like making a cool stock image or stock video is like, oh, that takes skill, sure, but does anybody give a fuck about it? No, because it's supposed to be used in everything. It's supposed to be generic. So of course AI replaced it. Same with like AI slop posting channels. It's like, look, every reaction channel on the planet could be replaced by AI tomorrow, and I wouldn't care. And you wouldn't notice, because, and they probably have been, because they are like robot voice. The shit already has always existed. It just used to be you have to type out what they're saying. Now you can just generate it all. Of course, like that stuff is no value though. Like nobody cares about the TikTok reaction page meme thing. Like nobody respects that. Like they respect the artists. They respect whatever it is. I totally get what you're saying, but there's, okay, wait, have you, hold up. All right, I'm a bit behind on all the messages. A lot of people will be very serious in posing. You're there. Have you ever done psychedelics? No, no, I have not. I sat through an acid, like a group acid trip though. I didn't do any acid about that, but somebody had one of those here. But I did, like, what do you call it when you're around people who do it? I don't know. Not babysat, but basically that. I was just tripsit. That's what it is. I tripsited one time, and that was funny. But it also was like even more. We had one of the members of the tripsit went a little fucking nutty for a little bit, and honestly, that dissuaded me from ever wanting to do psychedelics. But no, I'm mostly drug free. I'll occasionally drink cafe, or I'm more of a tea guy. I don't smoke. Occasionally I'll drink, but it's like painful. Like, I'm not a drinker. I don't have the stomach for it, so. Trip sitting is similar to taking LSD yourself. Yeah, you kind of get to vicariously experience everybody being a little like, whoa, look at that painting. Just being around that could have affected you. Yeah. Okay, AI slop is already pretty bad. Yeah, and regular slop was already horrendous. You guys remember Jinx reaction video, Jinx Man, from way back when? Like, iDubbbz made a video about that guy. Fucking waste of space, that dude. That every fucking call. I'm not okay. The content he was making was completely a waste of time and energy and everything, you know? And it didn't take any time to make, because he made 15 of those videos a day. He was like the first AI slopper, really, if you think about it. And like, that's fine, right? It makes money, but it's like, that's not the art that I want to make anyways. It's not the kind of thing. When I want to be a YouTuber, I don't think about, oh, I want to make just fucking garbage videos that are throwaway, even though that's what YouTube wants you to make. That's the crazy thing. YouTube wants everything on their platform to be AI generated, safe mush that they can just have people fall asleep to. It's actually kind of crazy how much YouTube really wants that. Like, they incentivize every step of the process to make formulaic, repetitive, safe, unoriginal garbage. And some people make really good, safe, repetitive, for formulaic garbage, but like, in my mind, it's always going to be that. I would say like Meat Canyon is the king of that. Not to like hate on him. I'm not really hating on him. I'm admiring the fact that he's able to make what is effectively like a slop, like, topic internet commentary video. That's he's like, oh, vegans are crazy. That's every title's something like that. Oh, the fat phobia movement is so strange, you know, just like those kind of comments about that. Or like, baby diaper fetish people is wild, that stuff. And then every couple days, and it'd be well produced, it'd be funny, but it's still slop garbage videos that are safe, that are mostly safe, that get monetized, that make views, that have sponsorships in them. And it's just it's an interesting thing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come out with a bunch of AI anime movies in the future. Yeah, exactly. And it's like I would be interested to see some of the AI stuff people probably come up with, like, but not that much. Like, for me personally, I'm very invested in like the story of the making of anime shit. Like, I love the drawing of it. I love the like storyboarding stuff, but I think that a lot of people, like, what the artists will probably do is they'll use AI to make in-betweens, so they don't have, because they're already doing that. Like, if you think of AI as just a bunch of third world country people fucking like, or sweatshop workers, that's what AI is going to do. It's going to get rid of the job of sweatshop workers, which is like good thing, because sweatshops are bad, and bad thing because once the sweatshops workers have nothing to do, they'll probably be executed. But like, you know, like, there's this Doctor Movies in Korea, I believe, is functionally a sweatshop. I might be wrong. I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but I know that there are animation sweatshops that do the key animation for every like Western show you've ever seen, and they're cheap, but it's like the people get the money, the big bucks you get paid over here are the people who make they make what do you call it? They make the keyframes. They do the They do the keyframes. They do the animation for, no, fuck. Well, they just make keyframes. That's what I'm saying. They storyboard it out. They do the keyframes, and then they send it over to fucking some other country to cheaply draw the in-between frames. And the in-between frames is like, I'm sure there's an art to it, like being able to draw in-between frames. But the art is really in the keyframes, and that's the same thing for 3D animation. Like the in-betweens are literally done by a computer. So it's like AI will probably be that. Somebody will just storyboard out an entire story. They might not even do keyframes, but they'll probably do the keyframes, and then AI will be good enough to just make the drawings in between. And I think that's totally fine. I think that's a chill way to do it. Okay, let's see. It can for sure increase productivity, right? And it also accessibility, right? Because like if someone who doesn't know how to draw can still get an idea across with AI drawings. Like obviously it's not going to be as original and like unique looking as like somebody who has their own art style and can draw on their own, right? But it'll still be able to like get the general gist of something, right? And if you're a good writer, that's all you need. Like there's a guy, you know, there's AI, like I made a Peter Griffin video about AI Peter Griffins, and there's one where this guy wrote this story about Scientology and like religion, and it was like an actual story with character arcs and stuff and good writing, and like I was really impressed with it, and I think a lot of people were, and I talked about it on the channel, and that's a really good use of somebody, you know, he doesn't know how to draw Peter Griffin. He can use a video editor, but, you know, he doesn't know how to draw Peter Griffin. He can't do the Peter Griffin voices, uses AI for all of them. But it's the writing that keeps you there. It's the writing that is interesting. The writing is the reason, like, anybody cares at all. And the writing was really good. And, you know, there's, like, I mean, the editing and the audio design was also decent. It was just, like, I was invested in the story, and it's, like, that's really all that matters, really, if you think about it. And it's like I am huge style over substance, or I fucking love stylistic, beautiful, hardworking art, animation shit. So there is absolutely value in just pure man sweat, crunching out the fucking middle keyframes, no AI, no computer, all paper. I totally understand that as well. That won't even really go away. It'll probably be more rare because it's not, but it'll still happen. Like people will still make shit like that. They'll be like, it's a return to form. Like why does Tarantino still make movies on film? Like you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna take a minute to catch up to everything. All right, half these influencers are already human AIs, especially TikTok girls. Yep, and TikTok, just a lot of it is on short form content, because short form content is not, in my opinion, artistically that viable. Some people can do it. Oh, I just realized, my face cam is over top of the browser. Let's move my face cam up here. If you make good content, you'll always get censored. That's what happens under tyranny. Haha. That's not strictly true. I mean, it sort of is. If you make something that it comments on something that matters in the, like, because here's this: if you make a story about, like, I don't know. Here's this censorship. Actually, here's my controversial take on tyranny and censorship. I think, to an extent, it's actually a good thing, because artists, when given full artistic control, I think they don't always make their best work. I think a lot of the best work of people is when they're forced to think like creatively. Like for me, like putting a limitation on what you can do unlocks the creativeness of what I'm doing so much more than if I don't have a limitation. Like if right now I've got the limitation for me is I have to make a video every week, and I think on its own that's not even enough. I need like another stipulation. But for that, it means I have to make compromises. It means that I can't fulfill a vision. Like a lot of these ideas that I have that I make videos on could take me, like, I could spend a year making one of them sometimes, but I don't, because I have to do it in a week. That's my limitation. So because I do it in a week, I have to compromise. And obviously, like, I actually work on these videos longer than a week. Usually give them a couple weeks. But I have a filler series that is like, I usually make those in like one day. And the limits of those, you know, it just forces me to experiment on see what works, and it also helps me, like, I know myself, and I'm subject to procrastination very easily, so that's why I keep that weekly thing. But I think a lot of artists that, you know, work under the censorship, there's like this scene in Fight Club. Actually, I don't want to talk. It's too gross of a scene. I can't talk about it. That I'm just saying that there's actually, you know what, I will. So it was there's a scene in the book where Tyler Durden from Fight Club and the girl, fucking forget her name, are having sex, and then she's like, "Wow, I want to have your abortion," or something like that, and it's like, that's too edgy. And the fucking movie people at 20th Century Fox were like, "You got to cut that line out. You got to change that line." And so they were like, "Okay." And the writer of the book, who's writing the screenplay, he changes that line from "I want to have your abortion" to "I haven't been fucked like that since grade school." You know? So it's like, and I think that's a better line than "I want to have your abortion." I think that's more funny, in my opinion, and less just edgy. And it's like, that's just like one really tiny example. It might not be a great example but it's like of creative limitations changing a work, in my opinion, for the better. I feel like that is like a more telling line, you know, of that character, as well as just that just kind of is a more funny line. So it's like, I think that when a studio executives or like the government censors media, when an artist truly wants to say something about the culture that they are in, they have to get really creative about it. Like, I think the same thing happened for I think his name is Dostoevsky or whatever, and I forget. He made that Russian movie Stalker. Like, that movie is about, or maybe it was the book. The book is about Russia and in the Cold War, but it has to fictionalize a lot of elements about how they talk about the government and how they talk about it, and the themes, and they have to stick more with the themes than they have to do with actually telling you, like, at least with the movie, because I didn't read the book, but I watched the movie. Like, the movie kind of talks about the government, about like how they've protected the zone, but the zone is kind of more like a reflection of the people who go in, but it is definitely commentating on what it's like to live in like Cold War era Russia, you know, Soviet Union Russia, but it can't say that without they just can't say that outright, because, you know, you wouldn't be able to get the book published. But I think that's more creative, you know, it forces them to be more creative. Obviously it also hurts art a lot too, because some people, you know, like, some ideas you just can't say things overtly sometimes, and that's unfortunate, right? But I do think there are not even like a few cases, a lot of cases, maybe even the majority of censorship cases, where they have to make it better. Like, it makes the movie better. They have to think harder. Like, there's like this. Yeah, okay. I'm not listening anymore. Things. If you make good content, the real smart people of society are silent. They're in the shadows. Keeping to themselves. That's true. It's like, think about the old OG billionaires. They barely talk to anybody, right? Like, fucking, even like Mark Zuckerberg still doesn't. No, actually, that's OG, like the OG people who ran the world, man. Or even, like, you can see this with Hollywood elite. They have like this veneer of like, whoa, like Brad Pitt, like all these fucking people are like the coolest motherfuckers, and they they feel so distant. And it's because they don't like do Instagram lives. It's like Ethan Klein, H3H3, that guy, he like keeps tweeting all the time. People having Twitter or having access to all these things, it leads to them oversharing, and you lose that mystique. But also, like, that distance helps a whole ton. Like, people won't be speculating as much about what you're up to. Think about Bo Burnham. You know, like, you guys know Bo Burnham, right? What has he said up publicly online in the last like 2 years? I don't know. He keeps to himself, so he can keep that kind of allure of like being like just sort of distant. He's just around, he's doing something, maybe he's not doing anything, and you don't know. But that distance is like safety. That mystique is safety. It keeps like you from being able to project your opinions onto these people properly when they don't even have a presence online, and you only see Bo Burnham when he posts something. You only see him when he makes something. So you only see the things that he makes. So obviously, like, you can only extrapolate what he believes from what he makes and not what he says. And I think that's a super important thing, especially in today's day, it's a very valuable thing to be actually not a talker and just a doer, and only showing what you like, people only getting that message, because you can like, there are people who can make, like, artists who can make, I'm just gonna take all this, I don't even care, who make art that is valuable, and can even like and art can be interpreted in many ways. So when somebody makes art like that, and they might even not even believe the things that you're interpreting, like something that might come off as very left-wing artistically, or parody, it might actually be sincere, but the fact that you don't know these people means that you can kind of interpret it however you want, and it kind of, I think, makes the art better, and leaves these people who might be completely insane and like not benefit from, like, you know, like J.K. Rowling or something, like, from having a Twitter presence, where it's like, dude, it's better if you just shut up than if you continue to voice your opinion on things, because nobody cares, and it just makes you look like a retard, and that you want that safety. Like, this is like, J.K. Rowling is a billionaire, a big capital B billionaire, and I know all her thoughts about trans people, when I just shouldn't give a fuck. I shouldn't know, I shouldn't care, and they should only make, like, press announcements once a year about, like, something they want to actually influence, and rather she should just write more books. She could write more books with, like, trans characters in it or something that she doesn't like, so you can explain her, you know, she, like, you should be, if she really cared about her vision to protect the world from the trans youth, she would be, like, making, like, stories in which trans people are evil or something, you know, to, like, culturally influence people who read her books. She would make Harry Potter 8, and in it there would be, like, a weird gender character, and they would be like, that's weird. I don't like that, you know, but instead she just bitches on Twitter and doesn't do anything, you know? Like, where are these shadowy elites doing things from the shadows instead of just, now they just tell you things. I don't want to hear it. I've never wanted to hear it. I don't think anyone's actually wanted to hear it. We just think we wanted to back when they weren't talking. I'm going to come up with a story and have the graphics all generated. Hell yeah. Why do you think the sweatshop workers will be executed after AI replaces them? I don't know, man. Because it's like, look, when you have a big bunch of people, they probably won't be executed, but it's like they're poor, they're desperate, right? And when poor and desperate people have nothing to do, like, they start rioting, you know? They start fucking, like, getting, like, they start trying to do things, right? When somebody has nothing to lose, it's a dangerous thing, right? So I would imagine that, like, if they weren't able to get those sweatshop workers to do anything else, which I don't know, like, I'm sure there's lots of work in those countries, but then again, I feel like sweatshops would not exist, like an animation sweatshop would not exist if that country had, like, natural resources or something they could be putting these guys into sweatshops doing, you know what I mean? Like, that is an odd, like, an artistic thing being turned into a sweatshop is an odd sound. It sounds odd to me when that doesn't seem like a thing that countries, you know, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it just seems odd to me in a country where you could, you know, have a real physical labor benefiting your own country directly, but you have a sweatshop for Western animation studios or some anime even. It's usually, I think they're Korean sweatshops, a lot of them, but like China probably has some too. But even on, like, in those regions, do they not have better things to do? So I'm just thinking, like, my reasoning for them being executed would be there's nothing left to do. So when you have a bunch of slaves with nothing to do, you don't want them revolting, so they're better off dead. That's what I was thinking. I'm probably wrong though. They probably have unlimited work for these guys to do. They probably just have a lot of people over there, you know. Hence why, like, you know, sweatshops don't really happen when you have very few people. You have a surplus of people who want to work. When you have less people wanting to work, then there are more people, more jobs than people who can work. Then you don't get a sweatshop. You get, like, labor. You get, like, people get paid fairly. You get paid more than fairly, actually. You get paid way too much. Why do you think the sweatshop? Okay, you're saying true artists can't be censored. Yeah. What I'm saying is that limitations on an artist, like a true creative being, isn't a limitation. It's a challenge. That's what I'm saying. And when a challenge is undertaken, you know, they get to defeat it in a way that, like, makes sense. Like, even, like, I made that Serial Experiments Lane movie, right? And I put in a stipulation. I was like, first off, I want to make this video pretty quickly, so I think it took me 2 weeks to make it. Second off, I was like, so that basically meant that there's no fancy like reworking of the script. I also was dealing with a hard-coded video, so that meant that the whole clip, I'm gonna let him sit there. It meant that I couldn't move the text around, so I had to deal with what was said is burnt into the screen, so I couldn't like adjust it or anything. And then I also had to do it quickly, and I wanted it to be 90 minutes long. And I was going to break that stipulation until I found out that until YouTube copyright claimed what I had my finished draft, my final draft of that video, and I couldn't use 12 minutes of it. So then I had to go back and rework the video into something that was like watchable for somebody who's doesn't know what lane is, or at least like kind of watchable. I think it did make the story worse because it just like there wasn't enough material to make up for what was cut. Because I already cut out like a lot that I didn't think was necessary, so I was really at the bare bones. But it did make it 90 minutes by having that stipulation. I would not have managed to make my own personal benchmark of 90 minutes, but I did. I did make the 90-minute thing because of censorship, literal like copyright claim. You know, then I was like blocking it worldwide. But I do think that the end product was worse, but I did meet my original goal. So, you know, it's kind of nice being forced into actually meeting that. Because I couldn't, it's like, you know, they have this saying about kill your darlings, but I literally killed my darlings like 3 times. Yeah, like scenes I wanted to keep in that for that anime film. And it still wasn't short enough, and I was just going to leave it in. The director's cut, in my opinion, is better, but it's just like that's literally, cannot post it anywhere. So you guys will never get to see it. Unless I can figure out a way to do it without getting fucked up, but I don't think I can. Okay. Without censorship, the social order would crumble. Yeah, I'd say that. Like, without... no. I think without laws that stop people from doing things. But I think when it comes to, like, talking... like writing stories or like visual medium is a little different, but I think that if like in the written word, I don't honestly think, or like I think that if you as like a dictator, if I was a dictator of a country, I would have free speech enabled, because people like knowing about shit that I would do that's immoral, like if I'm like, I'm gonna execute this whole bunch of people today because I can and no one can stop me, and then you have a bunch of news media in my own country go, that's so fucked up, look what he's doing. That lets people vent their anger, vent their rage, you know, into words instead of actions. Because if I repress it all, eventually I feel like that will lead people to actual revolt, because they are, first off, it hides my enemies. So I don't know who is my enemy, who my friend is, first of all, which is important to know when you're the king of a country. But the next thing is that everybody would actually, like, the pent up fucking like anger of repressed people who have nothing, who eventually start to feel so hopeless that they have nothing to live for, they'll actually start plotting against my government, which I would not want. So I would be like, yeah, if you channel your anger against the government into comedy sketches on youtube.com or movies that get played in theaters that generate money for the economy, like I wouldn't stifle a creative thought. I think having creative thought and freedom of speech is actually a very useful thing, because it's like, if that was true, I feel like in America what's going on now would not be going on if like freedom of speech actually changed people's like actions. No, I think it's procrastination. So I don't think censorship matters that much. Laws though, it would be like, yeah, you still can't vote against me or something, you know, like laws is different. I do think, not even just that as a dictator, but in general, like you do need road laws, but I think it's more like not in the sense that the law matters, that it's more like the education matters. Like you wouldn't need laws in a world, I feel like, where everyone was an educated person, where everybody knew, like, I'm kind of fuck with this going on here. Where everybody knew how to safely drive a car. You wouldn't need road laws, kind of, because like people, they've done like studies or whatever about how people don't like people knowing what exists, like the law doesn't really dissuade them from doing it. But I feel like educating someone on like no, that wouldn't stop anything. I think it's just important, just as in like a general, like to have them there as a like, yeah, here are the laws. But it's more like education matters more, because it's like within reason, I think it's fine to speed and go over the speed limit on like an empty highway that has nobody around, you know, or like there's reasons you can do that, like, and it's not gonna hurt anybody. Like an empty road, you're speeding, there's a straight line, like who cares? Your car is not going. You're not going to fuck that up. Most people do speed, right? But I like, including cops, including every government employee ever has sped in their life. You know, and that's a felony. That's a crime. You know, but people do it. I think it's all within reason. Like I think laws are a lot more flexible, but I think them existing. I think it's good that people are aware that they exist. I think that's important. And it's more of an education thing, though. So it's like you have laws, but they don't matter if nobody knows what the laws are. So maybe having less laws would be helpful, because I don't know most of the laws of the country. There's too many. The people who work in the government don't know the laws of the country. The police officers don't know all the laws in the country. There's too many laws. You can get dinged for everything you do is illegal. I think like there's 10,000, probably more. Just like on certain, you know, it's like there's a lot of stuff. And nobody's educated in it, and even lawyers are. You can still find loopholes. That's why loopholes exist. It's like just too many laws that counteract each other. I find that limitations expand my creativity. Oh my god, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of celebrities are just chill propagandist mouthpieces for shadowy elite. Sort of, but I think a lot of the shadowy elite these days just fucking aren't even in the shadows. That's like my biggest problem with them. Like, if a billionaire is out there on Twitter, aka Elon Musk, he is not a shadowy mouthpiece for the elite. He is the elite. He's just the mouth of the elite. Like, he's fucking, that's what he is, you know? He's the richest man in the world. You know? I'm like, how that guy, he's literally just saying what he has enough money to do anything he fucking wants. He's just telling me what he wants to do. I'm like, dude, chill out. I don't want to see you lose a gaming beef with Asmongold on Twitter. Like, actually, like, I don't want to see the shadowy, not so shadowy elite government of Elon Musk get into Twitter beef with Asmongold about video games and then lose to Asmongold. And turns out, to claim you're the best gamer in the world, and Asmongold, who doesn't even want to fucking, like, roast your ass, is forced by his own fan base, pressured into acknowledging that Elon Musk is just like lying about being good at video games. To me, I never want to see that again. I never want to see that happen again. If you were a billionaire and wanted a movie made, you wouldn't make it yourself. You'd hire Quentin Tarantino to make it for you. Yeah, if I was a billionaire and I didn't have like creative ambition, I would. And that's what most of them do. That's what, like, that one guy, Amazon Prime, Amazon guy, they gave like $1 billion to the people running that new Lord of the Rings show, or 500 million or something, you know, like the biggest, most expensive show ever made. And I don't know how that turned out. I think it turned out probably just pretty mid. If you were a billionaire and you wanted and you wanted leftism propaganda, you wouldn't say it. You'd hire Hassan Piker. That's true, except I just don't understand. Like, Trump has a Twitter account and he tweets, or he has a Truth Social account. He's the president of the United States and he makes announcements all the time. Like, he's not shadowy elite. He's a billionaire. Like, a billionaire is that a class, you know? If the president didn't have $1 billion, I would believe that he's a mouthpiece for the fucking guy. You know, like, Obama doesn't have $1 billion. He probably has a lot now, but when he was running, I don't think he had 100 million even. So I would put him in like the lower levels. So I would totally believe that he's some sort of like mouthpiece for the shadowy government, whatever, right? But like, Trump, who is in power now, is a billionaire, and so that puts you in the shadowy elite, in my opinion. And he's not in the shadows, so you know, he's just saying what he thinks. But it's true. You would do that, and I don't even for a second believe that there aren't shadow elite people. Like the government, whatever shadow people who want to influence things are still paying people like Hassan Piker or like the Fox News, whatever the fuck, to say what they want. Holy shit, we almost died. They're still doing that. But there are just like now too many of them that are like not doing that, and they're just fucking like out there talking. Like I'm like, what the heck? Stop talking. Go hire somebody else to talk for you. I see the stream leaderboard thing now. What's up, Enderboss? Yeah, I know. It's interesting, right? It's interesting what YouTube's doing. Elon Musk is a puppet who follows orders from his bosses. He's an actor. Trump is as much a shill as Hassan Piker. That's true, yeah. Trump is as much a shill as... Oh, you said... Okay. Can't wait for Trump and Musk to leave, and I don't even live there. Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. Is Musk? I mean, like Elon. That's true because it's like there's one thing where it's like if you are a billionaire though, it's like as much as you are like the guy who makes decisions, like the real decision makers, you also have a lot of liabilities. You have a lot of you're like Elon Musk because he's a businessman and not like a random. Might even have more ties, like more compromises because it's like, let's say if Elon Musk hypothetically relies on like a country for, let's say, his batteries for his Tesla cars, and he's in, let's say, the government, and he shit talks that country that makes that mines the shit for the batteries or makes the batteries or whatever, then they might be like, well, fuck you, Elon. If you don't put this legislation in your country, we're gonna stop making batteries for you, and then we're gonna start making them cost more, and then your cars will cost more, and then your whole company collapses. So yeah, I believe that guy is definitely has to say he can't say what he thinks. But also, if he was in the shadows, he would be way less compromised because they wouldn't be able to pull that on him because he wouldn't be like, they would be like, we're gonna make your car fucking more expensive if you're doing if you say anything bad. It's like he's not talking, you know. Then he can start. But the thing is, like he can also play those games back. He's not completely defenseless. Trump and Elon Musk follow orders from their bosses. Who's their bosses though? Oh, you're talking about Israel or something? I believe that. I would believe that. When are we gonna see the Epstein files, man? Kept saying that. Kept promising it was going to come out. I was so excited. And now they don't exist. And if they did exist, they're fake. And if they did exist, Obama and Crooked Hillary made them? That's fucked up, man. I didn't know they were fake and don't exist. But if they did exist, they would be fake. That's crazy. Their bosses are the European noble dynasty families. Really? Okay, this is some lore I'm not familiar with. I always thought it was the fucking like Israeli government that got everybody in their pocket, you know? Like that's the classic one, isn't it? You subscribe to a different set of beliefs as far as that goes. That one's new to me. These guys are annoying. They always just show up. It's like, oh, I want lily pad, fire coral block. This is so random. Then he's gonna drink an invisibility potion instead of teleporting away and just be like on campus somewhere with his little alpacas. Nope, Israel are puppets too of those families. Really? Huh. Epstein, first time I'm hearing that name. First time, really. Never heard of Mr. Epstein? Well, let me say, he's a national hero, what can I say? Only the most stand-up guy. I simply don't understand how anyone supports Trump in the first place. I have a few guesses though. Yeah, well, it's just like it's just how it is. Kind of have to be in the States. I feel like voting is a lot more vibe based than you think. Like people be like, I think Crooked Hillary be Crooked Hillary is honestly Crooked Hillary is a good fucking nickname. I'll say that much. I believe Epstein is still alive. Also, that one I actually kind of also believe. What is with all these holes, man? Okay, what the heck, man? Oh man, my dog comes down here. That one I also kind of believe that too because it's like why he didn't really. He was gonna get out on bail. There was no need for him to kill himself. Like, he was gonna get out on bail. So I feel like they just were like, look, Epstein, my bro, if you want, we are going to have to murder you at some point because of the list, right? And nobody's shutting up about the list. But we are willing to make you disappear instead of murder, and you can go chill in fucking Mexico for the rest of your life if you want. We won't kill you. Do you have any noble lineage that you know about? No. Well, okay, I think I'm related to, I don't know, like, low-level French merchants. Potentially. And also, like, low, like Turkish people somewhere. I don't really know. I don't think, oh, no, I remember on somewhere France, there might be like maybe a noble of some kind, maybe, but I don't know. I know there was a merchant. That's how we ended up in Canada. It was a French merchant, but I don't know if we got lineage that goes back to like actually like some king or something. And then as far as the Turkey goes, I don't really know much of that, any of that. Yeah, I guess I'd have to grow up in the States to truly understand. There are thousands of people just like Epstein. Yeah, lots of people do. They're financiers. They do investment banking or whatever. They work for people. There are thousands of people. Oh yeah. Yeah. You're loosely a part of the genetic ancestry. Yeah, so you're loosely a part of the genetic ancestry. Really? Yeah, something. Definitely European. Yeah, European. I go back to the Ireland as well too. But I don't know. Yeah. You know, I was watching a video about yeah, we're scavenging for more cobble, the community project. So it means I get to take everyone's cobblestone. Someone talking about like witchcraft or something, and they were basically talking about like occults and cult stuff. What the heck? And oh, did somebody smelt their blocks of diamond? That'd be crazy. And they were talking about how they don't like Freemasons, because Freemasons are like mid. They're like not interesting. Like, I think Freemasons are the most realistic one, because it's like I know some Freemasons. Then yeah, they're just Freemasons are just it's the most real of all the cults, the most tangible one. Aristocracy, yeah. When the convo is so good, it got you randomly running around your Minecraft world. Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to stay on track with the building, but I keep getting distracted. I keep having to come back to my thinking realm. Hence why I am Mr. Butto. You're in my way, Mr. Butto. Mr. Oh man, I actually really like that name for a dog, Mr. Butto. That's a great dog name. Are Goku and J-Reg the Masons, you know? No, they're not. I'm I'm actually not gonna say, because I don't even think if they're the people I know are directly Spawn Mason, not Spawn. Fuck, I keep saying Spawn Masons because it's a Minecraft big group. For Freemason, but I don't even know if they are, but they're like definitely like in with those people. It's funny that same with a couple of the Jewish ones too. I know some guys who've got some sort of like Jewish gentleman's club going on. I actually don't know if it's Jewish, but it's interesting. I don't know, like all the little club stuff. It's kind of cool. Just like an interesting world of secret societies and clubs, but I don't think J-Reg is a part of anything. He's a little too... Like, here's the thing about J-Reg, is that every single group will watch his YouTube channel, first of all, which is a feat, the fact that, like, random-ass, like, groups will watch him, and then, yeah, the Jewish cabal, yeah. But, they'll watch, like, everybody who meets J-Reg thinks that J-Reg believes the things that they do. like it doesn't matter like who talks to him. If they're like a fan of his, it doesn't matter what belief they have. They believe that JREG secretly, his true belief is the one that they subscribe to. It's very interesting, like how people like talk to JREG, because it's like I know JREG. I've like lived with him, around him for quite some time. And it's just funny to see what they like, how other people like sort of like, he has this aura with like people who know of him. And it's so strange. It's so strange because he's like kind of like he's not what they say, but because he's very much like when he says that he is all like whatever he's saying in the moment on his YouTube channel is unironically like that is his current position. So but it's like people will just superimpose their ideas on top of him, and he doesn't stop them. So they get like it's just very interesting, how he interfaces with the peoples. Okay, I think I've stolen from just about everybody. Oh. Suck it. You fucked hard, little goober. My favorite conspiracy, though, is that Minecraft villagers were made by Notch to be Jewish as like some sort of like joke or something, and everybody just doesn't acknowledge it. That's my hot take. Are all the villagers in this village dead too? They all die. That's my conspiracy theory that I think is real. Subset, what's up? Just Rez. We're just talking about occult people and Freemasonry, and that the Minecraft villagers are definitely Jewish, like caricatures that Notch made, and nobody wants to acknowledge it because the game got too popular. How are Minecraft villagers Jewish? Look at them. All right, first off, here's how I'm gonna explain it. I don't have any. Okay, I'm gonna try and find one villager in here somewhere, but schnoz. Look at the nose. Like, if you're making a caricature of a Jewish guy, you know, it's gonna be the schnoz. They live in these, like, villages, which is fine. Like, the village, whatever. They even have kind of a chapel, but it's not a chapel. You could probably... okay. Fuck off. Alright. Well, there's no cobblestone here. They control the economy, mending books. They love money. They literally get so happy when you give them like emeralds. They're obsessed with emeralds. It's their whole personality is money. And then the real kicker for me though is the nose. The look at the nose. Like that's the Jewish nose, right? Stereotypically at least. And then the golem, the iron golem. When you get enough of them together, they summon a golem. All right, that's fucking what else? What more is there to say, man? That's the sinker, in my opinion. That is the sinker in the sniffer. All right, well, we're gonna use the last of these to fill up this, and then I'm going to make a very mini farm for Walter Malone. But that's my little conspiracy theory, because it's like, Notch is that kind of guy. He's that kind of gamer that he would totally do something like that. So I also believe that. So much anti-Semitism. It's not anti-Sem. Yeah, in the game, blame fucking Notch, Mr. Neo-Nazi Notch. Okay, he did that. That's his choice to spawn a golem and make them look the way that they do. I'm not even saying that's what Jewish people look like. It's not true. That's not what most Jewish people look like. But I will say that is my headcanon for Minecraft. And I think that is actually what it was originally done, but then they were like, oh, but this is such a massive children's game. We can't actually say, we can't actually acknowledge that as being the truth. So they're never going to acknowledge it. But like, come on, the evidence is there. It's too true to me, at least. Do you guys still think PewDiePie is a Nazi? I was watching this video and this guy was talking about some anime YouTubers not taking like a political stance on Gaza, which is like fair, but what I found was interesting was that that at the start of it, okay, so I actually think this video is kind of based, but he's like, this guy who made it is definitely like stupid. And he opens it up with basically being like, they won't have Hassan Piker on the, like, I don't know what to do about this for, oh shit, that's perfect. Oh, whatever. That's why you love this game so much. Much Holocaust simulator. Secret Nazi. Are Swedish people Nazis? Like, that's what I think people think. They think that secret Nazi Saplo. Yeah, not space C Saplo. Yeah, no, I'm not anti-Semitic, guys. All my favorite, I love Larry David, guys. I'm not anti-Semitic. But I actually am not. I'm not like that. Okay. All I have to say is that when I'm, that's it. I'm not. And all I have to say is I'm not anti-Semitic. I love Jewish people. What can I say? I've watched the Larry David show. Is that what it's called? Fuck. I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Goated show. I've watched it. Can't be anti-Semitic after that. I like Larry David. But like, yeah, so people still fucking bring up that PewDiePie's a Nazi, and it just bothers me to like no end. Oh, secret base. Oh, whoa, who's just putting 3 diamonds everywhere? I bet that was Nick. Whatever. He moved to Japan, and Japan was on the Axis. This is true. He is a Nazi. You're not consciously anti-Semitic, but intrinsically antagonistic to the small hat tribe. Well, look, I don't do nothing consciously to try and provoke the people. Okay, I would never. They're far too powerful for me to ever. I'm just kidding. Far too powerful and dangerous, and they control every. I could never. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They're your natural enemies. Yeah, but to get back to the PewDiePie's, he was saying that basically they had Hassan Piker on, and Hassan Piker got too political, so they won't have him on. He's banned from the podcast as a guest, but they'll still have PewDiePie on. But I'm like, PewDiePie hasn't made a political video probably ever in his life, and like everything that he got wrapped up in controversy for was, one, the bridge moment, which I can defend that as being he's a gamer. And he hasn't done it again since, but he's a gamer. I don't know what to say. Like, every single video game YouTuber who has said that in the exact same context before. I'm almost 100% certain of it. Hassan, my king. Yeah, and fucking, and then he's just like the fucking, like, he made like the Death to All Jews on the Fiverr sign joke that he got into a lot of trouble with, and like Disney cut ties with him over that, which is like fair for them to cut ties because it's like Disney, but like that was the joke of that was that people would like that was allowed on Fiverr and that they actually did it. It's not because he's actually like seriously saying that. And then the other joke was when he responded to the Washington Post, he was in like a military Nazi uniform, right? Except the joke of that was that was a British officer uniform that he got on Amazon. So it's not even a Nazi thing. Like the joke is literally that you're going to think that it is, but it isn't. And then since then, and that has literally been like probably like 5 to 8 years, he hasn't had nothing. No controversy. It's all fake. The last controversy he had was he learned to draw, and it made Twitter artists depressed because he was so good at it. That was his last controversy. The bridge moment, yep. It's the gamer moment, honestly. Hassan is very hypocritic. Yeah, well, everybody hates Hassan, but that's beside the point. To me, I'm like, it's also weird to compare PewDiePie, who has never made political videos as far as I'm aware. Like, he has never actively looked at the news and commented on politics. Like, when like the subscribe to PewDiePie meme thing went down, like the shooting at that one mosque, he literally ended the meme. He ended the movement because of it. Like if he was a neo-Nazi or something, he would have kept doing it. Whatever. Like he would not have ended it. He would have been like, we disavow that. That didn't happen. Like but he wouldn't have stopped. So I'm just a little peeved about that because it's like it's not a fair comparison to compare Hassan Piker, who constantly makes politically charged live streams and videos. His whole thing is he talks about politics, and then PewDiePie, who is not a political guy, doesn't talk about politics, and he's had his little controversies. That's totally true. You can't take that away, but he doesn't talk about politics all the time. It's not a fair comparison. The more fair comparison, which was his second comparison, which I would have just opened with that one, honestly, was that one of the co-hosts of the Trash Taste podcast, that's the anime podcast, is they're like, oh, we won't talk about politics on for the podcast, and then people who talk about politics outside of this podcast, because like Hassan Piker wasn't talking about politics on their anime podcast, but they're like people who talk about it outside, even that's too much, that's too far, we can't accept that. And it's like, okay, that's fair. But one of the co-hosts, Joey, the anime man, if any of you guys are familiar with him, has literally made a video defending lolly hentai being banned in Europe. Not Europe, being banned in fucking Australia. Or Australia was going to introduce a bill where you couldn't depict children being fucked in media or something like that. Like it was like an sexual censorship act or whatever, and he framed it as like an act of like, oh, it's censorship for art, and it's like that is what it was probably, but it's like functionally what it is he's saying he's defending hentai, and it's like the only stuff that's going to get fucking banned by that bill is child porn or like a cartoon child porn. Big difference. And it's like that's an own. Like that's a fucking own. So I'm just like, I don't get why he needed to bring PewDiePie up at all. Like I don't understand that PewDiePie is a fucking Nazi mental illness. It's like, especially when you have like a sinkhole gotcha with one of your co-hosts will you guys will defend, you will not defend like fucking a guy who is like a pro-Palestinian guy. Let's say if you want to interpret it as being pro-Palestinian is not as much as it's just trying to they won't even say anything about how Gaza bad or anything like that. They're like no comment politics at all, which is what's happening in Gaza is they're killing children in Gaza, right? Of both sides, they're dying. It's a bad thing, right? But they won't denounce that. But they will the moment child porn, the moment lolly hentai is about to be banned in Australia. Oh, they'll speak up about that. It's funny to me. Had the bridge moment and the Fiverr thing never happened, people would still find a reason to cancel Pewds, to be honest. I believe that, yeah. People have it gunning out for him for some reason. It's so frustrating. Maybe what did he do different that Jacksepticeye and fucking I think it and here's what it is actually. Jacksepticeye and fucking what's the other guy's name? The one that's like, oh hi everybody, Markiplier, is that they still make gaming videos almost every single day, but PewDiePie branched out his content to Reddit reaction videos and occasionally vlogs, and now he makes kind of whatever, and he's literally retired too. That guy is that guy, I don't know what I was gonna say. That's probably why. I think it's just that he's a number one, and he was experimenting with different styles, I suppose. Lord Ape says hi. What's up, Lord Ape? Honestly, the term Nazi and neo-Nazi gets thrown around too lightly nowadays. It's true, dude. It's absolutely true. And I would also like to say, this guy who was making this video is pro-Gaza. So he's an anti-Zionist kind of dude. He doesn't like Israel, right? Because they're killing all these people in the Gaza Strip. And he fucking he's trying to say that what PewDiePie if he's trying to equate that these guys are like PewDiePie, whereas in they're Nazis or are openly complicit as far as genocide denial goes, and they're like in the right-wing internet space, why would they like not say something about Gaza? You know, like if you're like a Nazi, Gaza happening is like your biggest like. Here's the perfect example of why they're all bad. You know what I mean, kind of thing. Like you would be totally on that. So it's like I just don't like. I don't think that is a good. It's such a weak example because the opening with his video with that, and then going on to talk about the gotcha in the hole, which is the lolly hentai defense. You know, it's just such a brain dead move in my opinion because it's like PewDiePie is not a Nazi. It's so fucking obvious. Dude, I'm gonna throw up. Stop going in circles. I'm sorry. Yo, how are you doing, Sappo? I love the Lane movie. Oh, thanks, Brandon B. Lord Ape says, can I join? No, Lord Ape. Only you can. Everyone else can. I'm just kidding. It's a private server, so it's whitelisted. You wouldn't be able to connect even if I gave you the IP. Sorry. How are you doing? Yeah. So actually, talk to me about the Lane edit, because I'm glad you loved it because I just make the shovel FFs. Yeah, well, no, I've got shovels. I need to make trowel or whatever the hell. I think there's one in here. That's why I was there. It is. Oh, it's a sap hoe, dude. A sap hoe. You think I can I upgrade my sap hoe? Actually says sap hoe. All right, well that needs to stay then. Why does it say sap hoe? Did I make this? Is this mine? Do these have names? Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can find. I think I have some gear. Yeah. All the way back to full. Oh yeah. Tap ho. Oh wait, hold up. Oh, perfect. Yeah. And then. Okay. They need to change your name to Sapho just for convenience purposes. Yeah. It'd be easier for people to spell too, Sapho. But I feel like I might get like shadow banned if I do that. Alright, so that was me trying to make a wall. We did an alright wall, honestly. Like if I was a medieval guy, I would be like, this will keep him out on this side. And then we only have to focus about that side. It's not super bad. I'm pretty happy with this. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I won't lie to yous. Yeah. Oh. A dear, a female deer. I'm all hungry. I don't know what to eat. Maybe I'll make burgers. That'd be a burger kind of thing. All right. Any like we're gonna start wrapping up here. So, is this to keep the merchants at? Well, I don't know. I'm just like I want to build it. I wanted to build a castle, so it was more to like hypothetically, if we went to war, it would be to like, you know, okay, like defense. You know, that's the only access point on this side. You know. I was thinking of having like extended bits that go over where you would pour like lava down. You know? Like, look at this. Look at that. Boom. Just look how big that's gonna get. Oh. Look at that. Oh, baby. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's risk it all. Risk it for the biscuit. God damn it. Fuck. Well, I've literally thought that was gonna happen, but you're gonna be my protection, Mr. Boto. What? What the heck? Where am I then? Where did I die? Oh, I died up here. Okay. That's not so bad. But like, How do you feel about the art Twitter community? Oh no, what? Where did I die? Okay. Oh, okay. Here it is. Okay. Oh no. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Okay. This is such a bad decision on my. Oh shit. They spotted me. Run. Get him, Mr. Butto. Oh shit. Mr. Butto. Don't die, Mr. Butto. Oh fuck. Where is he? Alright. Oh. Alright. Okay, there's my pickaxe. Hold up. Well, what do you think about eugenics? Well, hold up. Well, we're in a tense situation right now. Let me figure out. I'll have to think of my thoughts on eugenics on the fly. One moment. Yeah, Mr. Butto, I love you. Okay. Oh, that also could have been in a game over right there. All right. A bit of rail. Okay. A bit of my helmet. Oh, my golden apples. Okay. A D female. Oh, I see more. Oh, my diamonds. Oh boy. Oh dear. Oh, okay. So now there might be a little bits like left. And this is he pumpkins? Interesting. Oh. Good boy. Yeah. All right. We'll go fly up the top here. Yeah, so first off we'll answer the eugenics question, then the more difficult question about the art Twitter community. Okay. I'm more things of mine. Oh boy. What? Did my dog die? I just saw two things die. My dog better not be dead. Freaking dog. Oh no, you're fine, Mr. Butto's fine. Okay. Oh, you killed them all, Mr. Butto? Oh boy. Alright, well I fucked it up enough. That was a horrible decision. Let's be real. Let's be fair. Okay, yeah, I think I finished splattering everywhere. Okay, eugenics. Generally think it's bad. I think that race mixing should be the default. We shouldn't be allowed to inbreed. No. I don't think it matters that much. Like I'm mostly oh, it's a hard parkour jump. I don't like it. I don't know. I think it leads to like, if you think of us a little bit like dogs, purebred dogs are some of the most like unhealthy creatures to ever exist. Like they have so many health conditions, and I can only imagine that also goes on to humans. So I would like to not promote as little of that as possible. And also, there's like a statistic where it's like if you date somebody who is of the same race as you are like committing some kind level of incest. Which is fine, because it's like 12 generations back or something, but it's like you will be related, as opposed to like within traceable recorded amounts, history or something like that, you'd be related. But if you date outside of the race, no, it won't happen. I want to put like trap doors there, so we're gonna do that real quick. But generally, I don't know. I don't really subscribe to like any of the sort of like one true racial purity kind of stuff. I think it's mostly bullshit. And yeah, is there anything else I want to say about eugenics? I don't know. Like, that's also not only just like race mixing stuff, but it's like going back and like killing like autistic people when they're born or something, and getting rid of like people with Down syndrome or something, and not stopping people with like deemed mental illnesses from reproducing. Which that one I think is more of a gray zone, because I can kind of understand the idea of not wanting to have like let's say there's a reason why like incest isn't illegal, because it makes you have like fucking like retard babies. So it's like I can understand like if somebody having like a mental condition that you can pass on, not being like allowed to reproduce. I can understand that. What about World Economic Forum useless eaters? Useless eat. I don't know what a useless eater. What's the World Economic Forum's? You're gonna have to find that. I've never heard of that before. Like I've heard of the World Economic Forum, but I'm not of useless eaters. I don't know what those are. Are like those just like people that they deem to be non-productive as human beings? Is that what that is defined as? Like NEETs or something, or like mentally challenged people who can't do anything. And then as far as the Twitter artist community, I like the only reason Twitter is even remotely good is because of the art stuff. It's a kind of a weirdly good app for like I like the follow system, because like you having like I feel like it's a good app for getting to know other artists perhaps. It's like you follow them on Twitter, they follow you back, you get to see who they're following, and Instagram is probably the better place for it, but Instagram likes to feed reels down your throat like you're a fucking like they think you want to be a zoned out fucking goober, and I would fight against that. I don't like that website in that regard, because I can't use it without getting sucked into the reels. So Instagram, Twitter's like a better place if I want to look at art. But then you really have to be careful to get rid of politics on Twitter, because you will like lose your mind. So it's like it's a good place to post art, and if you are in an art Twitter sphere and you never like engage in politics or have that on your feed and it's only art, great. Twitter's a great app pretty much. But at the moment it's like you see somebody who has a Twitter, is a Twitter artist, and they start tweeting things that are not art. They start using their Twitter to post like their thoughts. Fuck that, man. I hate that. That's the worst thing about Twitter artists, is they're like, somebody wants to know what I'm thinking right now. I'm like, post a picture, fuckhead. I want to see a drawing. I want to see another anime girl drawing that you did. I don't want to hear about what your thoughts on like what you're eating at Taco Bell right now is, or like who you voted for. It's not why I followed you. Put that in, make that into a drawing, make a political cartoon, okay? Then I'll fuck with you. The majority, they consider majority, the world population, as too stupid to contribute to humanity in the future. Huh? That seems like some higher up brain rot to me then, because like the random retard is the future. I'm sorry to say. They're gonna build the future, that's for sure. That's the thing. That's the sort of like the political people like fart smeller when you get to that level of like thinking. It's like they're like thinkers, they're planners, but there's like to such a level that it's like, bruh, you've looped back to being stupid. It's like an IQ bell curve. Like dumb people, no, it's not an IQ bell curve. It's literally looping back to being a retard. It's like when you have like a middling level where you're like middle class, you know, decent upbringing, then you're able to be aware just enough of how dumb you are. But if you get to a point where you know too much, I feel like you start to think you know everything. You start to make dumb plans that don't work. You start to think you're better than you are. Because it's like, who is gonna work for these fucking people in the future? Who's gonna build more things for them? Like, come on, think about it, you know? It's like trying to get rid of immigrants in like the US or anywhere. It's like, who's gonna do all the shitty jobs you don't want to do? And that's not even like, I don't think that's a racist thing to say. I think that's just a truth. It's truthful. Who are you going to exploit when they come into the country? Yourself? No, you need to get the people who are willing to work for nothing and work hard for nothing. So yeah. I sometimes they just start thinking against their own interests. What can I say? Yeah. Okay, well, alright, I'm seeing this is interesting. We'll do a double slab, I think. And then, oh shit! Tell me that's not beautiful. You can't, because it's too beautiful. Okay, folks, my voice is starting to give out. I'm starting to get a little bit low energy. I think I need to go see the sun and also finish doing a little laundry because I think it's definitely out now. It needs to be dried. Yeah, I agree, bro. You're really sensible. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. And then we did some good progress on the road today. So yeah. And also shout out Brandon for watching my lane video and being like it was awesome. Or saying I love it. That's very chill of him to say that. We'll either finish up the rest of the wall or something else. Oh no, wait, hold up. We need to expand the pumpkin, the melon farm. It needs to happen. Needs. I don't even know why I do this. There we go. Your yapping is very relaxing and interesting. Oh, I appreciate that. I will definitely do more of it then in future streams, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that in future streams. I don't know I don't know when the next stream's gonna be. There it is. That's not what I want. Oop. Ow, fuck. Just gonna. Oh shit! Instantly. It tired me out following along with all those topics. Haha. Yeah, sorry. I talk a little too quickly, and I don't know. I get tired out too, honestly. Just in general. I get sleepy. I'm not sleepy, but I'm tired actually from doing all that talking. So okay, get out of the bushes, you, Mr. Butto. We'll move this Mr. Butto over here, and I think we're done. I'm trying to just kickstart this server because people are, they're paying for it and might as well get some use out of it. Maybe we'll have some other YouTubers on at some point to continue with the convo, but that's once they realize. I've been like announcing in the Discord, but not like pinging everyone, but just like mentioning that I am doing this today, and nobody joins. But one day somebody's gonna join, and we'll have get to have a talk. That was joinable too. I like topics as well. All right, see ya, man. Yes, bye bye. Alrighty, everybody.